Hi, I'm Alexander, and today we will continue our journey in creating CI on Azure DevOps. In my favorite, because it was created by Microsoft, for Microsoft products, for .NET, for different websites, and also for every product it should be published to Azure portal. And of course, everything is integrated smoothly. Also, I want to add that there are 3 different ways how we can perform the CI on Azure DevOps. The first one is to use a YAML file, the same approach as other services such as GitLab and GitHub are using. The second one is to use manual tasks, where we can select a build, publish, save to artifacts, and so on. And the third one is to use a PowerShell script. Also, let's go. The first thing I have added publish in single file property into the project file. And now we can continue to create a CI. Here it's called pipeline. Here we choose Azure Repos Git, and you could see that it's highlighted our repository. Here we can choose the type of our project, and let's check what do we have here. I could see that it will use a Windows virtual machine. Here we could see that it is a pattern. It will go through all the subdirectories and try to find a solution file. I think it will find and works fine. Next it will install a NuGet tool, and then it will do a restore of NuGet packages. And here we could see the build. Here is a task of tests, which we are not using at current step. And we faced the issue. And the issue is that we don't have runners. Also, we need to create a request to get a free runner. And also I have read that that is related only to the newly created accounts. If you have created your Azure DevOps account some time ago, a year or two, you will not face such issue. But with newly created, you need to go and fill this form. And also it took up to 2 or 3 business days to confirm. There are just 5 questions, quite simple, and you should explain why do you need these parallel runners. Finally, after 2 days of waiting, I got an answer from Microsoft team. Let's have a look. Here you could see that the request was completed successfully, and they provided me a free trial runner. Also, I already tried to execute it. As you could see, that this issue related to the publish a single file, where we need to specify some additional things into the publish. Let's go and edit our pipeline. Here the issue was exactly here, and let's extend it as we need. Also, the default template wasn't sufficient enough because it was created for the .NET framework, and also by default only .NET Core 2 or 3 was installed. And I had to change it a bit. The first change was to set up appropriate .NET version. Currently we are using 7.NET. And then using a PowerShell task, we are calling .NET Restore and .NET Publish. All other parameters are exactly as we used in previous CI examples for GitHub, GitLab, and others. And of course, we need to save our artifacts somewhere. Let's see the result. Use .NET, it installed .NET 7 in runtime, and PowerShell. First it executed successfully restore, and then publish, and publish pipeline artifact task saved it to the Azure DevOps storage, and it could be accessed here. Also, what I like in Azure DevOps that real-time preview is available, and you could see at least files. And of course, you could download the artifacts here. Also, now let's change Windows to Ubuntu latest and check if it will work fine. And as a result, you could see that Ubuntu latest also was completed successfully, artifact was created. Now let's compare the time which was taken to each of them. Windows-based agent took about 3 minutes, and Ubuntu-based took 1.5 minutes. Also, I think everyone can make a decision what he needs and what will be the best for his project. Also, as I mentioned in the beginning, there are some ways how you could create pipelines in Azure DevOps. And the second way is to use Visual Editor. Here you could see that it's called Classic Editor. Here is everything quite simple. Here you could use ASP.NET template, and here you could see some suggestions, some steps. Most of them are not relevant for us. For us, relevant only one: publish artifacts. All other you can delete, as I mentioned previously, because all of them were created for .NET Framework. Now we are working with .NET 7. We don't have tests. And the same things as with YAML. We need to install .NET 7. Here we just simply put the version, it's all, and PowerShell task. And the order is important. Here, firstly we need to install, then we need to build, publish, and then we will save artifacts. Also, we could just copy from YAML in line. If you want, you could create a PowerShell script, commit it to the repos, and then use this file. It will work the same. That's all. It was built successfully. It also produced artifacts. And that is how steps are looking. Install, PowerShell script was executed, publish, check out. Also, let's try to change to use Linux instead of Windows. You could do this here in the first section. Let's choose Ubuntu latest to compare how much time it will take. Also, the build was finished successfully. Let's compare. Windows took the same 3 minutes, and Linux-based runner took about 1.5 minutes. Also, we have the same results using classic editor and YAML file. But based on my experience, I want to tell you that about 1 year ago and before, YAML works up to 10 times faster. So they have optimized something with classic editor, and now you could use any of them. They are quite good and convenient. And also the third way is a combination of what we did for GitLab and classic editor. Here we choose only empty job first. Here you could choose Windows, Linux or other runners. Here you will choose only PowerShell script. You will create a file, commit it, and execute it. And here you have the full freedom. What you will do, how will you do, you could customize everything within virtual machine. You could install different software, even which is not available using predefined tasks or even custom-made tasks, not only made by Microsoft, but by the community too. And time to time I use this because it's could be very helpful. Thanks. Have a nice day.